Hello everyone, welcome to our online session on learning English about travel in an interactive and fun way. Today, we will explore an exciting lesson about taking trip while enhancing our English skills in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Our lesson will be divided into three key parts. Part 1, how to give advice in conversation. Part 2, reading and understanding travel plans. Part 3, writing and presenting your own itinerary. Each section will include interactive activities to help you practice and improve your English skills in a fun and engaging way. The objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to use expression for giving advice effectively, understand and analyze travel itineraries, and confidently present your own travel plans. Before we begin, let me ask you a quick question. If you could visit any country in the world, where would you go and why? Type your answer in the comment section. Let's see where everyone wants to travel. Alright, let's get started with our first part, how to give advice in conversation. We start with the first section, listening and speaking. In this section, we will learn how to give advice to someone about traveling using English expression. Giving advice is an important skill, especially if you are talking to a friend who is looking for ideas for a trip or vacation. For example, your friend asks, I wanna go on vacation, any recommendation? Well, you can use the following phrase to give suggestion. There is some expression that often used to give advice in English. The first one is, why don't you try? Why don't you try? This expression is used to give advice in a polite and friendly manner. For example, why don't you try visiting Borobudur? It is beautiful and full of history. The second one is how about? How about? This expression provides alternative or option to consider. For example, how about taking a trip to Mount Bromo? And the third one is you should try. You should try. This expression is more direct and in giving a recommendation to someone. For example, you should try visiting Bali. The beaches are amazing. When giving advice, it is also important to add reason why we recommended the place. For example, it is a great place to relax and enjoy the nature. Or, the food there is delicious and the scenery is breathtaking. Add information like this to make your suggestion sound more interesting and convincing. To understand how this expression is used, let's listen to the following dialogue. Pay close attention to the suggestion precious.
I'm planning a trip for the holidays. Do you have any suggestions?
Sure. Why don't you try visiting Bali? It's beautiful and relaxing.
That sounds great. What's the best time to go?
If I were you, I'd go during the dry season. The weather is perfect for outdoor activities.
Oh, thank you for your
In the
recommendation.
dialogue, you heard phrases like, why don't you try? And if I were you, I would, which are used to make suggestion. Now, try to name other expressions you know and write them in the comment section. Now, you know how to give advice. It's time to practice it. Try doing this activity. Step 1. Pair up. Find a friend or family members to practice with. Second, create a dialogue. One person become an advice giver and the other person become the advice receiver. Third, use this phrase. 4. Add a reason. Explain why the place is interesting. For example, the view is amazing or you can relax and enjoy the quiet atmosphere. How was it? Easy, right? Giving advice in English is actually very simple if you understand this phrase. Next, we will learn to read and understand the itinerary text. Let's keep watching the video.
So okay friends, next we will go into part 2, which is about reading and watching. Okay, in this section there are some things to pay attention. For example, reading the itinerary text helps us get detailed information about the destination. First one, place to visit, recommended main activities, information about the best time to visit. And then watch travel videos. Watch travel videos provides a visual overview of the place to visit. Enhance understanding with the support of image and audio. So on the next slide, there is an example related to travel plan text. Weekend in Yogyakarta. Day 1. Explore Prambanan Temple in the morning, and then followed by lunch at a traditional Japanese restaurant. Spend the afternoon enjoying the sunset at Ratu Boko. And day 2. Visit Malioboro for shopping and try gudeg for breakfast. And the trip with relaxing with visit to Taman Safari Water Place. The next slide. Now, in this section, friends must be active in understanding the next and video later because there will be several questions that must be answered. For example, in the activity, answer the following question. What place can be visited on the day 1? What are the recommendations for typical foods on day 2? Well, before entering the video, you must pay attention to these things. Watching travel video helps to understand the place and activities in the text. Pay attention to the following details in the video. The main view zones. Activities carried out by a visitor. So you will answer the question, what are the main views shown in the video? What are the interesting activities that can be done?
The Indonesian city of Yogyakarta rests on central Java, between the cool breezes of the Indian Ocean and the steamy breath of volcanoes. It's a scenic train ride from Jakarta or a short flight from Bali or Singapore. The home of sultans, artists, and the devout since the 8th century, Yogyakarta is the gentle epicenter of classical Javanese culture and education. Step from the main station into the bustling flow of Jalan Malioboro, and you could be in just about any Javanese city. This is where Jogja, as the city is known, comes to wander, shop, and snack. But refinement is just a becak right away. Cruise down Jalan Malioboro to the very soul of the city, the Kraton. Since 1785, this city within a city has been the home of sultans and the keeping place of Yogyakarta's incredible cultural, intellectual, and spiritual traditions. While the inner palace serves as the royal family's private home, the ceremonial courtyards, pavilions, and museums are open to all. Nearby, visit Taman Sari, the water palace where sultans of old, and their chosen few, could escape the demands of duty and the Javanese sun. Yogyakarta's courtly center sets the tone of Javanese culture, and from here, the island's arts flow forth in all their purest forms. In the gamelan's percussive magic, which drifts across the Kraton's walls to far-off kampongs, inspiring the maestros of tomorrow. In the ageless shadows of the wayang kulit puppets, who pass thousand-year-old stories of good and evil across the ages. in the fine strands of silver which have been woven into delicate artworks for centuries. In a cuisine that leans towards sweetness rather than fire, and in the molten beeswax making its rhythmic marks across the finest batiks. While Jogja is a place of tradition, it's also a place of ever-evolving culture. Just a few steps from the Kraton, walk the lanes of Kampong Saiba, where the community has combined street art with online expression to forge new creative possibilities. A short Becak ride away is the Afandi Museum, the former home, gallery and resting place of the maverick artist who loosened the binds of tradition and created a seismic shift in Indonesian painting. Jogja has long been the epicenter of political and ideological shifts as well. Just across from the presidential palace, pass through the gates of Fort Vredeburg to hear the stories of resistance and sacrifice that led to the creation of the Indonesian Republic. Just 10 miles to the northeast of Jogja, venture back to the 8th and 9th centuries, to a time when Buddhism and Hinduism vied for the kingdom's hearts and minds. Prambanan is the heart of a Hindu temple network that stretches for miles. Pay your respects at the towering temples of Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. Then follow the bas-relief panels in a clockwise direction to see epic Hindu tales unfold from within the stone. Just a half-hour stroll from the main complex is Ratu Boko, where palatial remains frame the same views to Mount Merapi, once enjoyed by the visiting princes who rested here after long days of devotion. Yogyakarta sits at the doorstep of incredible Buddhist monasteries and temples too. While many stand shoulder to shoulder with the Hindu temples of the Prambanan Plain, the greatest of them all, Borobudur, lies 20 miles to the northwest. Borobudur is the world's largest Buddhist temple and one of the most visited sites on all of Indonesia's 13,000 islands. Come early for a sunrise you'll never forget, as hundreds of stone Buddhas bless the new day's light, just as they have for over a millennia. Yogyakarta is more than just a city, it's a kingdom. Climb aboard a doka and ride through the immaculate farmlands and kampongs of the rural heartlands, where life's necessities and pleasures are still handmade and made with heart. Meet the people who live calmly and creatively within the shadow of Mount Merapi, an active volcano whose moons have been known to topple temples and bury villages with ash. In our unsteady, rapidly changing world, deep cultural roots anchor us to all that is important. Culture teaches us to embrace and to appreciate the meaning in all life's moments, from the richest to the ordinary. If that's the kind of journey you're looking for, take a ride through Yogyakarta, a cultural kingdom that steadies the spirit and inspires the soul.
Okay, student, here we go. So in chapter 3 we are going to talk about writing and presenting. Okay, in this part I will explain about analyzing travel information. So when we want to go somewhere or we want to visit some place, we have to looking the information first. Where we can find the information? The first one, we can find the information from the website. We can see the review, rating, and details about the place that we want to go or the place that we want to visit. And the second one is the brochure. We can see the highlight from the place that we want to go. We can see the main attractive from that place. And the third is the video. We can see the video from YouTube, from Instagram, from TikTok, or any others. We can see the vibes, or we can understand the vibes of the place. Like if we want to go Korea in December, we can see like the vibe Korea in December. And the focus of analysis, the first one in the location. So when we want to go the place, we have to focus analysis. Like the first one is the location, like where is the destination, like if we want to go Arab Saudi, like what the destination that we can go if we went to go Arab Saudi. Maybe we can go to Umrah, we can go to take Haji, or we can go to see the we can see like the vibes of Saudi, or maybe we can go to Riyadh. There's so many places we can go in Saudi. So for the second one is the activity, like if you go to somewhere, like what activity that you can do, like what can you do there. And the third is the cost, like how much do you need to spend. And the last one is the accessibility, like how easy is it to get there, like about transportation, like how easy it to get, like if you want to go Saudi Arabia, like you want to visit Makkah, like is it easy or is it hard, like from your place to go there, like from your hotel to go there. Okay, I already give the example, but in this slide I will give the example like about Bali, like analysis. Bali, like the activity that we can do in Bali is snorkeling, visiting temples, and maybe like we can see the traditional dance. And about the cost, like example, we can make the budget details about maybe food, transportation, accommodation, and the accessibility, like about flight and local transport. And about the highlight, maybe like we can see the unique culture and scenic beauty in Bali. Okay, now I have 3 steps about creating a travel itinerary. Like the first step is choose your destination. Like you can choose the destination like maybe Bali, Sulawesi, maybe Jakarta, or maybe any other countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Korea, or maybe Japan. And the second one is the plan activity based on time, like in the morning like seeing of Tanah Lot temple, and the afternoon lunch at beaches cafe, and the evening like watching a sunset at Kuta Bali. And then the third, like you can add essential details like including transportation, accommodation, and then approximate costs. Okay students, so here we go. So I want you students to make group tasks like creating a travel poster. So I have 4 steps here to creating the travel poster. The first one is you have to pick a travel destination. Like we was talking before, like you can choose one of the destination, maybe Bali, Jogja, Bandung, or any others. And the second one is the research using website, brochure, or video. So you have to research using the website or brochure or video to see or to looking the details about your place or your destination place. And the third is the create an itinerary and design travel poster. And the fourth is the prepare a short presentation, is 3 until 5 minutes. Okay, so here I have a tips. The first one is you have to use the picture, maps, and catchy the tagline. So when you want to create the travel poster, make sure that you are put the picture like very interactive picture, and then maps to see the location, and then catchy the taglines, the taglines that who can attract your audience. And the second one is the make the poster attractive to engage your audience. Okay, so here I have the example of the poster. I have 2 posters, the first one and the second one. So the first and the second one, they are a little bit same, but they different a little bit, like the from the font and from the color, they are a little bit look same, but they both are different. So you can create the travel poster like this. Okay, student, after you create your own poster, so here I have the tip for presenting. I have 4 tips for presenting. The first one is the visual arcade. So use the poster or slide to engage your audience. So make sure that you really make the good one poster to engage your audience to come to your place or to visit your place. And the second one is the speak confidently. Use clear and loud, and then practice beforehand. And the third one is the make eye contact. So show confidence and readiness. And the last one is the use gesture. So while you are presenting your your poster, make sure that you have your gesture. You have to move your hand naturally to emphasize the points. Okay, student, I think it's enough from us. We already learned about the chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Thank you so much for your attention. Great job, everyone, and see you next time. Assalamualaikum.